Good evening, y'all. What's going on this Sunday evening? Of course, I know most of you are probably watching the NFL playoffs, but I am up here talking wrestling and trying to complete and get past the Hogwarts or Ravenclaw champion of Wizards chess, and that's the struggle bus right now for me. But anyways, this is the Club of the Man 1993. I am here live for my live review of this week's episode of Smackdown. I only got to watch half of Smackdown on Friday. I was busy putting away my Christmas decorations, and I was also trying to wrap up my Christmas movies I didn't get to watch this year before pretty much putting the Christmas season to a close. Unfortunately, well, sadly, because I do enjoy the Christmas holidays. But and then yesterday I was at my girlfriend's, continuing our Harry Potter marathon. So I'm back up here now, and I'm gonna review Smackdown. Of course, this is from the June. Wow, I am already mixed up. It's Sunday, not even Monday morning yet, and I'm already mixed up on my days already. Who knows? So we are here live for the January 8th, 2021 edition of Monday Night Raw that took place at the WWE ThunderDome at Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida. I actually thought this episode of SmackDown was pretty good. I actually enjoyed it. I mean, one week I was saying it's good, next week it's like, it's average, whatever. It feels like a show that's like, same thing's happening, nothing new is really happening. Show, we got some new things. Some stuff that I'll say, not bad. Some weird stuff that I gotta say, we'll see where it goes. But not bad of a show. I will not say not too bad. We had a Gauntlet match. We had stuff for the Intercontinental Championship and some character development from both Big E and Apollo Crews. We had kind of like an MVP of the Gauntlet match. Although I'm pretty sure I know why we're giving him a push all of a sudden. And also we had an interesting little swerve and return also. So we'll talk about it, and also a title change also. So we'll talk about it all in this review and see what we got here. First in the live chat, we've got Mark saying, "How are you?" Not too bad, Mark. How about yourself? He's angry, and you get to why I'm angry at the end, which I can understand. What's up, JR? That means Sonya is not wrestling anymore. I doubt that Sonya's done wrestling anymore, but this could be just a way to introduce her to a little bit of a new gimmick, maybe. Not sure. We'll see. What's up, Tina Couponer? And Tyler. Vince must not want us to watch the Royal Rumble, he's saying. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. The ending was dumb, Tyler says. Okay. We'll see. That ending is something I'll have to see. We'll wait and see where it goes. Strange, yes. I'm not ruling it out completely as a flop to me. But if you think it was a flop, that's fine, as always. I'm more seeing that ending as something like, let's see where this one goes. So we'll see what we got. But let's talk about the show. So, we opened up with Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, and Jey Uso. Roman says there's been a lot of discussion about Kevin Owens. And Owens is a pain in his ass. But he likes and respects him. And his ambition. Owens keeps getting up. He's like a cockroach. And he never wanted anything bad to happen to Owens. He put him through a tough spot. Backed him against the wall. And he had to do what he had to do. And he loves the whole roster. That's the thing about being the leader. You actually have to care about these people and their well-being. But now that Owens can't come to work anymore, and it's all Adam Pearce's fault. So he calls Pearce down to the ring. He asks Roman, "What do you want?" And then Roman has a little bit of a video package for him, covering the course of the match against Jey Uso last week that Owens got Pearce to gray at last week. Roman asks, "What do you have to say for yourself?" And Pearce asks, "What do you want me to say?" Roman demands that he takes responsibility because he was done with Owens, and then Owens went to his buddy Adam to get a match. So how dare you make a match? And how dare you make him do what he had to do? You think a friend would know better, would have made the right choice. But instead, he threw Owens right back into the Shark Tank, and now he's not here, and he can't provide for his family. And now he goes and books a Gauntlet match, like Roman can't pick his opponent, like he hasn't carried this company for years, like he's inadequate at his job. Pearce begs him off and says, I'm just trying to put the best challenger in front of Roman, and Roman mockingly asks for a round of applause for his great effort. And he says, why don't you just put yourself in the match? It'd be a conflict of interest. And then Roman says, it sounds like Adam thinks he's stupid. Like he's a fool. And Pearce is like, no, that's not it. But Roman says it must be that Adam's stupid. What doesn't land? Does this mean that Vince McMahon's stupid? He is. When he says he didn't say that, Roman says he most certainly has to be saying that he, in fact, is stupid. And that's where the problem lies. And if he thinks he's stupid, then he's insulting him. And he doesn't respect him or his family. And when people around here don't respect his family, there's consequences. Then he grabs Pearce by his collar and backs him into the corner. But stops himself and fixes his brassiere. I mean, wow! I can't believe I just said that. His blazer, not the other thing. His blazer. Before taking a step back, Roman smiles. That's a botch right there. That's a botch of the year. The man screws up and says brassiere on freaking blazer. I'm sorry. Roman smiles and says it must be his mistake. Maybe no one in this ring is stupid. For now. Pearce, though, is perfectly safe. He slaps Adam on the shoulder, and he takes his leave and sends us to break, setting up for what was yet to come for the Gauntlet match. So after this, we have a match between Apollo Crews and Big E for the Intercontinental Championship. It was a quick back and forth match, and then Apollo Crews, from I believe it was the top rope, hits a suplex. Big E counters off the suplex, but it ends up being rolled up, having a double pin. And Apollo Crews was celebrating, acting like he had won the match. But then Big E was like, no, both of our shoulders down, what the heck's going on here? So then, the referee, Dan Angler, Apollo Crews then is saying, give me the title, being all cocky when Big E's like, no. It's cool, man. It was a double pin. It's cool. You did good. Apollo didn't take that. Apollo slapped Big E across the face after Big E took back his championship. And then as soon as he did that, Big E was like, yo, start the match. Restart it. He wanted to give Apollo Crews hell for that. And he did. It got back. It was last second. It was fast paced. There was Big E to start like hitting belly to bellies on Crews. Crews went for a frog splash, schoolboy pin, just some bigger fast paced action, and ensiguri. Big E even went for his spear through the ropes, but Apollo countered that. Obviously, lit a fire in Apollo. And Big E, of course. I like how that kind of transitioned to lighting a fire in both of these stars. And then Big E, though, eventually was able to hit the big ending on Apollo Crews to retain the championship. But I was intrigued because I'm like, okay, first off, Apollo's continuing to, Apollo kind of continued to, get us back on this track of Big E, wearing off on the silliness and showing that more serious side. Because, again, especially against those matches with Sheamus. I mean, yeah, the Falls Count Anywhere match was the only great match they had. The rest of them were, Big E and Sheamus didn't have the greatest chemistry in the world. That Falls Count Anywhere match, though, I will give them credit for that. But what I liked about that feud, again, was the fact that it was giving, it was telling the story of bringing out that more serious side in Big E. And not only did Apollo Crews accomplish that, but Apollo Crews gained some attention in this as well. Again, now I feel like we're cooking back into that heel turn. And I hope they go through with it this time. Go through it this time. Big missed opportunity. They're not going with the Hurt Business. I mean, Cedric Alexander has benefited drastically from being in Hurt Business. Don't get me wrong. That should have been Apollo, though. I still think Apollo needed that more. But now we've set something up. Because, I mean, I'll give him credit. He still has some ways to go. But since Apollo Crews got that small push last summer on Raw with the United States Championship, he has been improving. I'll give him credit. He has some ways to go, but he is improving. So I'm hoping that this lights the fire back into them and leads to that long-awaited heel turn for Apollo Crews. Because they've had the chances several times. He was supposed to apparently turn heel. Like, remember it was maybe about 2 years ago or so? Or no. No, it was last year around this time. Apparently rumors were originally Apollo Crews was going to turn heel on Chad Gable. But then they traded Crews to Raw whenever Paul Heyman was the executive director. Because he wanted to write Apollo Crews. But then Heyman got fired from his job. And that's what killed a lot of people's pushes on Raw. That killed Apollo Crews, Aleister Black's push, Andrade's push. Dear Lord. And especially Aleister Black's. I've heard rumors now apparently Aleister Black or Drew McIntyre were considered to be in the spot that Drew McIntyre is today on Raw. That could have been either Drew McIntyre or Aleister Black. I'm glad Drew got it. Aleister Black will benefit from it too. But just look where Aleister is now. Aleister has not been on TV since his last match with Kevin Owens, I think. Again, I think Aleister's done, but I'm just long story short, this better lead to that heel turn that Apollo's needed desperately for ages. So I like what I saw. Keep the wheels rolling with it, though. Do not slow up on it. So backstage, then we see Adam Pearce talking to someone on the phone about his Roman Reigns problem. When Sonya Deville rolls up, who had returned last week, just being shown backstage. Sonya Deville, though, apparently, is basically assisting Adam Pearce now. Okay? So Adam asks her, why did you take this job assisting me? And she says she's not proud of what she's done or said, and she wants to put the past behind her. She's not bitter about losing a match to her best friend, who then went to Raw and joined a random new tag team, true. But she wants to learn and to help Pearce. Especially, she says, because he's in a match tonight. Well, I can kind of get it now a little bit. Sonya lost her job with WWE, but she's brought back with a different role. Not a wrestler, but maybe somehow down the line she could get her job back in wrestling. I don't know, but interesting, especially even though Mandy Rose got her comments on Sonya, I will still give credit. Sonya improved drastically, a lot, with that feud with her and Mandy Rose last year. If there was definitely, like, whenever I do get to do, some of my streams I'm going to try to do this month involving stuff, Sonya Deville is definitely someone I want to talk about. How much she improved. She improved a lot. And I think with how much she's improved, she's gained a lot more respect from fans. And even got the support that she got before she got written off television to go deal with that jerk literally breaking into her house. So, them kind of going with, even though we're not having an audience right now, the reactions Sonya's getting online is not a bad idea. They're seemingly transitioning her into a babyface role, maybe, with this corporate position she's got right now. So we'll see how it goes. But I do hope it leads to big things. Because, again, when they first split up Mandy and Sonya last year, Sonya was supposed to stay with Dolph because they didn't think Mandy could talk. Sonya could talk. When Sonya proved she could talk and they moved Dolph back over to Raw and feuded with Drew McIntyre, boom, like, you knew right there that Sonya had something going for her. So I hope this does lead to something for Sonya. Anyways, so, but she claims she wants to learn because apparently Pearce has a match tonight. And then Pearce is like, whoa. I didn't say I had a match, but that kind of shows that unless, here's the thing, take that back, unless if Sonya's not turning face. And we'll get to that. I'm getting a little too far ahead of myself here. So Pearce is like, I haven't had a match in over 6 years, and I'm not coming back tonight. And so that's that. But we'll get back to that in a second. I just thought of something. So we have Bianca Belair to interview to declare herself into the Rumble match, where Bayley rolls up and taunts her about not eliminating her last year because she was too busy adding to her historic championship reign. But this year she's going to be in the Rumble match also, and she's going to win it. And she tells Bianca that even if she somehow wins, she'll squander it. And Bianca tells her that she just squandered her reign. So bam. We then have some hype for Sasha Banks being named the #1 superstar of 2020 by Sports Illustrated. Congratulations, Sasha. And then we have Carmella cut some promo, though, with Reginald about how she pinned Sasha Banks last week. And I guess she's still coming after her again. So I guess we're getting another match with Sasha and Carmella. Again, credit where credit is due. Their match at TLC was pretty solid. But there's no reason to continue the feud, I don't think. So we have that. Then we then have this match with the Street Profits and Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. Now, I couldn't find any promos or whatnot, or segments or anything, unless it was like a promo, a picture in promo or something. I don't know. But apparently Ziggler and Roode are now calling themselves the Dirty Dogs. Again, I turned on SmackDown like halfway through this match, so I don't know what the segment was, but apparently they're calling themselves the Dirty Dogs now. They're actually giving Ziggler and Roode like a tag team name and a little bit more of a gimmick, rather than just being two people just paired up for no reason. So they had the match, and it wasn't too bad. I'll give it credit. It was, even though again there really wasn't much of a story coming into this match, it wasn't too bad. But it felt like the birth of a new team with Ziggler and Roode. It looked like that the Street Profits had this one lined up until I think it was Roode hit a chop block to the back of Montez Ford's leg to take him out. And then eventually Ziggler and Roode won with a spinebuster zigzag combination, and they win the tag titles. So, a little bit of a gimmick, an actual name. We'll see where it goes, because at times, even though it's been a very random put-together tag team between two veterans, again, when Bobby Roode actually has something to work with, Robert Roode actually has something to work with as a heel, he makes it bearable. He makes it watchable. Whether if it's amazing or just decent, he makes it watchable. And Ziggler was doing some stuff in this match that he hasn't done in a long time either. So maybe there could be something to this team. But Ziggler and Roode win. The Dirty Dogs win. Street Profits dropped the belts after being champs for both Raw and then switched over to SmackDown, or they were drafted over to SmackDown since last February, I think it was, when they dethroned Rollins and Murphy. So with that being said, let's see where this goes. I mean, I was interested in seeing what would have happened between Street Profits and Usos. This may have been a way to just give a little bit more of a direction to another tag team on SmackDown, even though there really isn't any tag teams on SmackDown. But we'll see where it goes. Again, my match at WrestleMania, though, still is Street Profits and Usos. Because Jimmy's going to be back soon. I think Jimmy should be back any day now. He's been gone for already, almost 9 months? I think that's what it is. But that's what I'm hoping to see. Street Profits and Usos still at Mania. But we'll see what happens with the Dirty Dogs. then we go back to Pearce and Deville talking, where Heyman rolls up, and Sonya leaves them to themselves. And Adam's like, if you hear about the Gauntlet match, save it. Heyman goes, I like you. I don't want to be hostile. He shakes his hand. He holds Pearce in the greatest respect and admiration, asks how many people understand how they both got here, and who understands the legend of Scrap Daddy Adam Pearce, and wonders what it would be like if he had been managed by Paulie Dangerously. But he didn't work to get this job. He wanted to be the champion in WWE. And Roman asked him to pull the right strings, and he'll cut to the chase. Pearce is in the Gauntlet match. He's happy for it and proud of him. So, part of me wonders, because the only other person really that can make a match is Sonya Deville. Sit with this new position. So, either Sonya made the match, or maybe he went straight to Vince. Who knows? Wait, what's going on, mate? I might have to fix that Chrome key later on. But maybe that's what happened. That's what I'm starting to think. What if Paul Heyman used Sonya Deville to make add Adam Pearce to the match? Because originally Kevin Owens was supposed to be in the match until Roman wrote him off last week. So we'll see. Let's check the live chat before we get to the Gauntlet match. Let me see here. We got a lot of live chat I missed out on. So let me get this straight. You got an old man and somebody who hasn't wrestled in years facing your champions at the Royal Rumble, which that is true. Mark gives SmackDown a D. Tyler gave it a C+. Lauren thought SmackDown sucked. Thank you. They won't turn Apollo Crews. Is Sonya Deville the GM of SmackDown? I'm not sure. I don't think it will be Pearce versus Reigns at the Rumble. Reigns is going to destroy Pearce. I hope Sonya enters the Women's Rumble. Are you still thinking we'll get Reigns versus Bryan at Mania? I'm still hoping that. She loves Sonya. Mark wanted Nakamura to win, but of course that old man never gives us what we want. We'll get to that, of course. Who do you think will be the top 5 in the Rumble? Gotta think about that one. TNQ Power thinks big things come for Sonya in 2021. I agree. She thinks Nakamura turned face. I'll wait on that one, which I'll explain why a little bit. Bianca versus Sasha at Mania. Yes. Bianca should win the Rumble. Reginald reminds me of R-Truth. There was no point in Legends Night for sure. Rude is better as a heel anyways. Definitely. Ray was in the Gauntlet match. Naomi's been out with an injury, but she's on Raw now. I'm not going to believe Eva Marie's returning until I see it. Adam Pearce is a former NWA champ. This is a shirt stream? What? What the heck do you mean by that, Lauren? I would like to see Cesaro versus Reigns at the Rumble. Ooh, that'd be a good match. They had a really good, I think back when Roman was Intercontinental Champion, I remember they had a really good match. Roman Reigns and Cesaro? Ooh. Oh, another one! I think back in 2015, when they had that tournament to crown the new champion Survivor Series, that match I think was on Raw between Roman and Cesaro. Ooh, that was another good one as well. So, Roman Reigns and Cesaro at some point would be freaking awesome, but I don't think they're going to do it. Short stream. Not as short compared to some of the streams I've been doing lately, but let's get to the main event. I hope Goldberg won't be champion either. But let's get to the main event now. Well, first we had the Riot Squad backstage where Billie Kay rolls up asking to join, turn her down. She sobs about how 2021 is supposed to be better, but it's not. Unfortunately, I do agree with Billie Kay. So far, it's not been better. Was supposed, and she leaves him with a copy of her resume. Okay. Then we have a gauntlet match to crown a new number 1 contender for Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble. So Rey Mysterio starts off the match, and then out comes Sami Zayn, demanding a microphone at his piece. He has a camera crew out here basically to, catch any conspiracy theories against him. But then the match starts, and we could have gotten a nice 5-10 minute match between Sami and Rey. Instead, Rey just squashes Sami, and Sami's out of the match like that. Then we have Rey Mysterio and Shinsuke Nakamura. Not a bad spot. There was a little bit of a botch in there, I think it was, whenever Rey went for the sunset flip on Shinsuke or whatever it was. Nakamura, though, would then eliminate Mysterio with a cross-arm breaker. But then before the next whip begins, out came King Corbin, who attacked Nakamura and Rey Mysterio before Corbin and Nakamura had a match. And to my surprise, Nakamura won. Nakamura won that match. And then we have a nice sequence with Daniel Bryan and Nakamura, which I got worried. I'm like, okay, Bryan declared himself into the Rumble match. He's probably the favorite to win right now, because the story they're already telling based off his promo on Talking Smack. Again, Bryan Reigns at Mania at this point, that's what I'm shooting for. I mean, if they do anything else, Reigns and Keith Lee, if they want to do Reigns and Nakamura after the night Nakamura had, because Nakamura looked excellent in this Gauntlet match. One of the best performances he's had on the main roster in a while, I will say. But anyways, Bryan and Nakamura had a good match. They still got to have a singles pay-per-view match at some point. It needs to happen. And Nakamura beat Bryan clean. And afterwards, Daniel Bryan and Shinsuke Nakamura shook hands. Which, a lot of people think that Nakamura turned face. If he did, awesome. But I'm going to wait. Because, obviously, the elephant in the room here, he's still a tag team with Cesaro. So, let's see what happens with that first. Before I declare Shinsuke Nakamura a babyface. So, at that point, Nakamura was the MVP of this Gauntlet match. But then out came Roman Reigns with Jey Uso and Paul Heyman. And then Adam Pearce comes out wearing just like a last minute, training suit or something like that. He was wearing, before he enters the ring and the bell sounds, Jey Uso gets in the ring and starts jawing at Shinsuke before him and Roman do a 2-on-1 assault on Nakamura. And then Roman orders Adam Pearce to get in the ring, and Jey super kicks Pearce. Reigns calls for the bell, and then they drag Adam Pearce on top of Shinsuke Nakamura, and Adam Pearce wins, making him the new number one contender for the Universal Championship. So, they were continuing on the story about how Roman Reigns plays the system like a fiddle. Which I get that, as Roman's done an excellent job doing that. But why are we getting Roman Reigns versus Adam Pearce at the Royal Rumble? This obviously is either leading to like a red herring, maybe, or something like that, where I don't think Pearce is really wrestling at the Rumble. I feel like he's going to be filling in for somebody else, which most likely would be Kevin Owens. Ooh, I'm sorry, I'm getting out my green screen thing here. I would say they're probably going to do Roman and Kevin again. My problem is I just don't get again, Roman and Owens, Reigns and Owens have had some excellent matches over the past 2 months. With the TLC match and the Steel Cage match, awesome stuff. My thing is, what's Owens and Reigns facing again going to do? So, I don't know if there's going to be somebody else be involved in this match, because I don't see Adam Pearce doing any long-term wrestling or anything like that. So it was confusing, because apparently next week we're getting Nakamura and Jey, unless if Nakamura ends up replacing Adam Pearce. So if they do fully turn him face, because again, it depends on what happens with Nakamura and Cesaro. I don't know. So it's a weird one, and I get why people don't like it. My thing is let me see what happens with it. So as of now, we're getting Roman Reigns versus Adam Pearce. But something else is probably happening instead. We'll see. That's my review of SmackDown. Not a bad show. I gave it a B. I know a lot of people in the live chat didn't really like it, but I gave it a B. I was intrigued by the stuff they did with Big E and Apollo. Interested to see what happens with this kind of new gimmick for Ziggler and Rude. And I thought Nakamura looked excellent in that Gauntlet match, especially with the sequence of him and Daniel Bryan. I'll give him a lot of credit for that. But of course, one thing is you realize Nakamura's contract expires this year. So they could be doing the whole thing of kissing his ass, give him a push, but once he resigns, no worries, no need to kiss your ass anymore. Who knows? And of course, besides my botch of saying Brazier instead of Blazer in this episode, I am so sorry about that. We'll see. But yeah, so that's gonna do it for my review. Mark says Nakamura was impressive. He should have won, but nope. And he says, I'll see you for your next review, which will most likely be on Tuesday, unless I do have time before sometime later tonight or tomorrow before the show. I still want to try to do one of my several special streams I want to do, which we'll see where it goes with that. And I probably got to fix the chroma key because again, the stuff with on my shoulder right here is just bugging me. But and also Tyler thinks it's gonna be Seth. We'll see. Yeah, that's my other question. Where's Seth Rollins? Was he supposed to return maybe last week? I thought he was. But what do I know? But that's going to do it, guys. Again, that was my SmackDown review. I gave it a B. What were your thoughts on SmackDown this week? Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. And just always, to slap a like on the video and subscribe to my channel. And follow me on Twitter at TheBayEverybody3. So, guys, I'm checking out. Have a great night. I'll see you later. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Have a good start to your week. And I'll see you all later, all. Peace out, everybody.